out of the box or out of the wall, whatever you want to call it. We have, boom, other way around. However, we are going back in the Despicable Me world because the fourth one came out and I'm about to watch it. So let's put on those 3D glasses, yo, and see what the original was about. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Despicable Me, the OG 3D one. So what is this about? Pretty simple premise. You have Gru. He's a supervillain, not the greatest supervillain. However, there's a new one on the block, Vector, and they want him because he's young, cool, and hip. And of course, Gru has all his minions with him, and that's why this franchise succeeds. However, to get into Vector's house, he needs to adopt these 3 girls. And now these 3 girls are with him forever. Or are they? So, to like this film, it is surprisingly very little dialogue and surprisingly very simplistic. Of course, why am I saying surprisingly? I mean, the whole point of this movie is for kids to laugh at the minions and to laugh at the unicorn stuff, etc., and it does work. So, let's talk about the 3D, though. This is one of the better animated 3D movies I think I've ever seen, especially on my TV. And I think this movie was made for 3D, and what that means is I think this was the phase of 3D, and the animators purposely knew what to put in the movie to make the 3D pop. Like, there are some movies where it's like post-production, where it's like, oh, I think this will look cool. No, this goes, Groot's nose is big, we have the blowy thing, we have bubbles, we have this, and it's going to be in 3D on purpose. And it is really, really good. I mean, this was a fantastic 3D experience. A lot of things were happening. A lot of pop out. And I really did dig it. So if you have a 3D TV or can find the Despicable Me 3D version, that is the way to go. Even though I do own the 4K version, I mean, with cartoon movies like this, because I did watch Despicable Me 3 as well, I mean, there's a little bit more brightness, but it's not overly just like, oh, I could totally tell the difference. So anyway, this movie is fine. I mean, like I said, I don't know what I was expecting because I was like, wait a minute, there's not that much dialogue in this movie. There's not much going on, and it's not bad. I mean, the Vectress, I know Jason Segel voices the Vectress or Vector. Is it Vector? Vectress, Vector? Who is it? What is it? It doesn't even say it's Vector or whatever. Anyway, he's a fine villain. Jason Segel's voice, I don't know if it matches what they were trying to do. I know Steve Carell does a good job. Julie Andrews is Gru's mom. You have Russell Brand, which I'm pretty sure he's the professor, the old guy, because the only one that makes sense. And then Miranda Cosgrove has got to be all the kids at one time that does it. Yeah, the animation's fine. The minions are a blast. And that's the reason to watch this movie, just because of their antics. It's just fun, silly, and to the point fun. Kristen Wiig is also part of it. Oh, no, she's not in that one. She's in the 2, 3, and 4. But I don't know what else you want me to talk about Despicable movie, except the 3D is awesome. The story is fine. I mean, there is a good message. Okay, that's right. Sorry. Stupid review time. There is a good message about parenthood and being a good mother/father. And there are just parts in this movie where you do want to dip into Gru's past about how his mother kind of, I want to say, abandoned him, but just made him feel like less than he really was. That's why he became a supervillain to steal the moon, to do this other stuff to get the attention he deserves. And these girls don't need attention. They just need a father or mother figure in their life to not be in this miserable, adoption house. And, Gru slowly realizes what it's like and what he's doing for these girls, and something that his mother couldn't do. Even though he still loves his mother, there are still points where he realizes what can be done for these girls that he did miss out. And that is a very solid message throughout. Like I said, the minions are silly. They're freaking hysterical. The writing, this writing is so childish or minimalistic that it is fine. It's fine through and throughout. So overall, Despicable Me, I could see why Universal had a huge hit. All I could think of Universal seeing this movie and going, oh, those minions. are about to make us billions. So Despicable Me will receive a 3.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 70%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have critics at 80% with 203, audience score 83 with 250,000. Critic consensus: broadly, heavenly, and intelligently from Pixar and Looney Tunes, Despicable Me is a surprisingly thoughtful, family-friendly treat with a few surprises of its own. Sure, absolutely. I just feel like after watching this one and the second and third one, I honestly think I like the second or the first one not as good as the second one, in my opinion. Chase Lehock here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. All things Bluetoontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I don't care if you watch this tape tomorrow, week from now, for a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Enjoy life and just have a despicable time.